Hello and welcome back to Dragon's Dogma. We're back in Grand Soren now, and today we're going to be saying goodbye to a couple people. But first, I'm going to oh, thank you, Guilford. First, I'm going to process through many of our Smith's quests. We've been collecting some unique items on our journeys, and it's time to turn them in.
All bearing different tales.
And all of them give a little backstory that's a little interesting, like that headless icon we found outside of the Abbey. Apparently, yeah, it was a mage. And a guy with a foreign ritual that needs 66 skulls. Of course. The wormwood perfume that we found earlier. Someone wants to make sure it's bullshit, and they think the bandits at the fort are actually making it and selling it. Interesting. Lost Faith, that's the item that we got from killing the assassins. Very interesting. So, a pious brother tried to have us assassinated, apparently. Not quite sure who. Here's all that mail we found in Soulflare Canyon. The feathered fiends flew off. That wasn't a feathered fiend, that was a goddamn gargoyle. And he wants Maul's token. And he wants to sell it. And this one wants Ophus's badge. A nerdy dude has a crush on Ophus. I think I should give him the badge and address too. Otherwise, he'll be coming out of there with no balls. Oh ho, and here is an item that you can buy from the merchant in the quarry. It is a promissory note from Madeline. She promised to pay us back our 1,000 gold that we gave him in the beginning, but yeah, and we found it sold to a merchant apparently. Moving on, let's check in with Stefan.
My thanks again for your aid in the matter of Salomet's grimoire. My body still trembles at the memory. Seems I've quite an ear for danger as well, eh?
Hey, agreed. Here we, remember we evicted the family, and here's where they're staying now, under this lovely tree.
These have been the hard days, but your kindness kept the worst at bay. Are the rich truly so vain that the plight of common folk means naught?
Yes, they are. Look at Sarah digging away at that bush.
How fares your journey? I'd gladly hear tales from the road over an ale sometime.
Always over an ale with you. Here we are back in Cassidus. Checking out the place. Salutations.
A personal assignment from the Duke. I can scarce myself believe it. You're the gossip of travellers and such. I can only imagine what they say of you in Grand Soren.
Typically they spit at me or tell me to go away.
No one knows what tomorrow may bring.
Indeed.
The produce looks quite fresh.
Ah, and here's the boy and his father.
Boy.
Why am I here? Your reckoning is as sound as my own.
God, it's so pathetic.
Thank you again for all you've done, Arisen. For me and my father both.
And you're lucky you got that kid guy.
I hear you met with the Duke. And to think you were gutting fish on my knee not long ago. You know of the Duke's tale, yes? That he himself was Arisen and laid the dragon low.
So he says. We've heard otherwise from the Dragon Forged. Up here? Ah, look at that. It's our old buddy Valmiro. The guy with a a greenware-ish problem.
Ah, I hope to see you this day, Kaz. I have aught I would tell you. I have chosen to forego the fishing life, so I might travel the land and study its wonders. As such, I had hoped you might assist in preparations for my journey. How does this offer find you? I truly will always be in your debt, Kaz. For all else, I must provision myself for the trek. I need goods that restore energy. Something to speed my steps when exhaustion creeps round. Might you find me some such healing items?
Oh yeah, you need a stash. Of course.
I know that healing items are of utmost import, and I do have a knack for needing them. Best not to be stingy.
Here's my strongest stuff.
Perfect. These should keep me from getting into too much trouble, at least when you aren't around to save me. Now, what's next? What's next? Ah, yes, of course. Some source of light. My travels will most like take me to caves and other dark places, you know.
I feel more familiar
A
with
lantern.
How could I forget a light source? My mind must be going south.
Yeah, Valmiro needs quite a few items.
Many thanks. I needn't fear any darkness with this at my side. Is there else I require? Food, of course. It's not that I'm picky. I just don't know what's fit to eat other than fish. Might you find something I can bring, Cuz?
I've gained quest knowledge.
I'd best bring as much food as possible. If I must eat alone, I ought to at least eat well. This should be food enough. My thanks, cousin. That should take care of the essentials. But might I beg one final request? A good luck charm to guide me on the roads. I can't always depend on you, after all. Ill fortune will doubtless visit my journey at some point. A good luck charm would steady my resolve. Aha! Yes! It's perfect! This should be all. I believe I finally have everything I need to set off. This is more baggage than I imagined. I had planned to pack sparingly, but see now that proper caution cannot be taken lightly. Beg forgive me, Kaz, but one more favor. Could I trouble you to take my things to the shore?
Fine.
I've learned what to do in this
Gonna
quest.
chuck his shit. Yeah. And the pawns go. Make this an easy trip. But yeah, I'm gonna manhandle that luggage. Valmiro, such a little baby. But he's off on his way. He'll be going off on his own now. Oh, and I love this. Yeah, here's your shit. Oh yeah, hit him right in the head.
Fantastic. That is well and truly
Yeah, where's my
everything.
tip?
I have stolen too much of your time, and yet can only give thanks in return. Please, Kaz, join me in a drink as thanks for your kindness. You must think me mad to set off in the name of research. What with the dragon so near at hand. What's a fisherman gain from the study of plant and beast in the first place, huh?
Science bullshit. Risen doesn't care.
In truth, I have no proper answer. I simply find such things enjoyable. I don't want to merely dream of the outside world. I must see it with my own eyes, uncover its mysteries. The journey will not be easy, I'm sure. It would be a lie to say I do not fear the dangers ahead. But if not now, when? We are alike, you and I. Two simple folk, thrust into a grand adventure far beyond themselves. I'll not slay a dragon, of course, but with the Maker's grace, I might yet aid folk in my own way. Dawn is breaking. I'd best be off. When we return from our quest, I would be honored to share a cup with you again.
And with that, Valmiro is gone.
What's that?
For all his eccentricities, there is aught about him that draws others in.
Yes. Now, from the reward from this is several higher end items from the end game that you can't get for a while. And farewell, Valmiro.
I was clumsy.
Here. Huzzah! Have a nice trip. Ah, look at the scenic. So scenic.
You probably find it no surprise that a man locked in the dungeons pleads his own innocence. But at the very least, I wish the chance to prove my case.
So, he wants to prove his innocence. And he'll get the chance coming up.
How fair.
For now, let's talk to the old lady.
You look well, child. Met with the Duke, have you? Hero or no? He must be a wizened old man by now.
Not even close.
He's of an age with me, if not older. Edmund will be needing an heir soon, I wager, though I wish the man health. Stay your course and slay the worm, and I'll be bowing to you as Duke afore long, like as not. That would be a sight to take to the grave. One of our little minnows grown to Duke. But a dead man can't sit a throne. See you don't throw your life away. You're a brave soul, Minnow, but death comes to us all in our time. Don't hasten your own fate to spare us ours. You look well, child.
A little bit of information on the Duke.
Stay vigilant, master. 'Tis said abandoned.
Moving on, we head back to the Thieves' Fort, Ophus's Fort. We're going to head to the Abbey next. As you will remember, we gave Kina's flower to Father Geoffrey. So we're gonna go tell her what he said. Now here I show off some of the assassin's moves. The assassin can use sword, daggers, shield, and bow. Yeah, he's got some cool moves. Oh, good stuff. And Mr. Satan's got a couple new moves too. Like a kick-ass lightning whip. Look at that. Oh yeah. Shit. Mr. Satan's working it. He spanked a Cyclops to death with a whip made out of lightning. Amazing.
You delivered the flower. And what did the father say? Then they acknowledged my skill as a healer. I knew I was right to have come here. If I continue at this pace, I am sure to earn transfer to the Great Cathedral. I swear I will. Then I shall learn more of the dragon to aid in your journey.
As you can see, we have maxed out affinity with Kina right now.
It seems our work here is done. Good work,
Yes,
master.
thank you.
I hear naught but ill
So there's a
rumors.
large pink glow around her head, and
Men speak whispers that
her cheeks are
arisen
blushing
simply
now.
fodder for the dragon. Whispers that you act as a sacrifice for others who hope to gauge the beast's strength. They say you're naught but a tool, just as the pawns.
That's some bullshit. Notice the gloves I have on.
Kina's fierce resolve is a welcome spur to examine our own faith with fresh eyes.
Yes, wonderful.
A heart kept pure and faithful need never fear, no matter the state of the world around us.
These gloves of might we got from killing the griffin from a their Dark Arisen quest. And they actually allow you to climb as fast as a strider would when you're climbing on top of something. Pretty useful. Now, I went into the Riftstone and back out to progress the area to the next stage.
Happy coincidence to find you here.
Indeed. And we find Mason.
As you know by now, my aim is to learn the designs of a certain society. I've about enough information gathered to pick up and head home. Another strange coincidence, friend. Seems a lady friend of yours is eager to become acquainted with the organization I serve. We share a certain bond by now, you and I. I'm not beyond giving the girl an introduction, should the opportunity arise. Like as not, she'll need it. There are as many youths who wish to train at the cathedral as there are grains of sand in your little village.
Interesting. So it appears Mason is from the mainland.
That girl newly come to the Abbey certainly holds you in her trust. Eh, friend? Trust's a tricky thing. Not for the craven. That much is sure.
You were raised with Kina, were you not? I would ask a service of you on her behalf.
Here we find our next quest.
May God bless you, my child. As you know, Kina is well devoted to the church. She has distinguished herself here, in her studies and duties both. So it is at long last that her fervent wish has come true. She is granted transfer to the Grand Cathedral in the mainland. It is a great honor for our humble abbey. We are aglow with pride. We wish to bestow upon Kina a gift of blessed items that the Maker may shield her on her journey. But alas, we find ourselves without certain sacred materials required for the blessing. As her friend since childhood, we can think of none more suited to gather these items. I would also ask you hold this errand secret from Kina. We hope to surprise her with the gift on the morning of her departure.
So we're going to be saying goodbye to Kina and Valmiro.
Now where were they selling charms?
Oh, and Mason.
Gransorin? No, 'twas in the catacombs, right?
The materials can be found within the catacombs. I understand these self-same materials are readily available in processed form throughout our capital. The gold required, however, is formidable, and we feel the task worthy of a more personal touch besides.
The item we need to get is yet another pilgrim charm, and it's only one item, thankfully, not plural.
Was it? Seems the girl's taken with the idea of training at the Grand Cathedral. We're mates, you and I, hmm? Well, perhaps I'll take the girl there myself. Don't look so worried, friend.
Ugh, weird. Ah, yes. And, the assassin has two unique skills. They are counter moves. So you do it, and you set up the sword, and when the enemy hits,
it pains me
you
to
counter.
burden you, busy as you
and
are
they
with
are
the royal
amazing.
orders, but there is aught I would speak of with you. It is a cause of worry, though I speak only for myself and not as Chamberlain. Might I beg a moment?
Let's see what Maximilian's
Skeletons have
problem
been sighted
is.
near the capital these past few days. Elsewhere, I've had no end of reports of secret meetings among the zealots of salvation. I cannot help but see the two as intertwined, though I have no evidence to prove it. Still, I'll be damned if I allow their kind to go corrupting the minds of good people for want of evidence. Arisen, I ask this as a favor. Will you look into these events and hunt out any thread that connects them? I believe I've learned where the cult meets. I've made note of it on your map. I ask you begin your search there. Go, and learn what you can.
So we need to spy on Salvation again.
I've detailed our nearest estimate of their meeting place upon your map. Above all, see that you are not discovered in your search. Quiet as a shadow, Arisen.
And there's Simone taking a dump yet again in the street.
It seems these secret meetings take place within the capital.
Yeah, so we move on to nighttime, and if we're going to listen in on a secret meeting, well, we're gonna have to blend in. So we put on our salvation robes. Yeah, this should work. New believers. Yes, now the meeting is down here. Let's listen in.
What do you make of this new plan the High Conclave's crafted? I know the aim's to sow chaos, but still, I can't but think it's excessive. Talk is those walking bones have slain 3 of our own, and we're to let such creatures roam the roads.
Aye, if we're so ordered. The rest of the Conclave's design relies on those skeletons to draw off the Duke's attention. I'll grant you their bloodthirst is greater than I thought. 'Tis time to send word to the others. Come, no more doubts, brother. You're to begin work under the Conclave soon, no?
Aye, I'm bound for there now. 'Tis my first time. I was surprised at the summons, truth be told. I've not been with Salvation long. I suppose they trust me. I'll not miss the hellish life of a messenger, I'll tell you that.
Let us approach one of them, or tail them.
Now, in this quest there are 2 keys that we will get now. Normally you can only get one or the other, but I'll show you how you can get both. But first, here's how you go about it if you're stealthing like
for
this.
choosing you, brother. Ah, and if you're bound for the Conclave Hall, pray, save me an errand along your way. This key needs returning to the usual spot. You know the place, aye? The other messengers will have need of it, so pray, see it back safely.
Aye, I'll see it done. Worry not. I'll see you at the next gathering, brother. Till Dragonfire lights the dawn.
Now, normally...
What's your problem?
Nothing. Normally, if you're not wearing salvation robes, they will flip their shit and run away. However, when you're wearing salvation robes, nothing's wrong. So let's follow this guy.
Let us shadow them. We'll take the key once he's here.
Yeah, good work, Mr. Satan. Good idea. Don't mind us.
For months I've placed the key here as told. And only now do I stop to wonder if it is safe.
As he says this aloud.
I suppose it isn't the sort of place a fellow would stumble upon without being...
Come on, Mr. Satan. Be a little more subtle.
Either way, it's a little concern of mine. Now I'm bound for the Conclave
So that gives us the first key. However, the other guy has the second key.
I'll see you at the next gathering,
Here's how you get both.
Till Dragonfire lights the dawn.
When you speak to NPCs, everyone else keeps going about their business. As you can see in the background, the guy is still walking. So what we do is we speak to this guy and hold him here for about 50 seconds. It's about as long as it takes for the other guy to walk and get to the spot where he hides the key.
For months I've placed the key here as told.
Now once we're there,
And only now do I stop to wonder if it is safe.
we run as fast as we
I
can.
suppose it isn't the sort of place a fellow would stumble upon without being told.
Run as fast as we can.
Either way, it's a little concern
Grab
of
the
mine.
key
Now
here.
I'm bound for the Conclave Hall.
Yeah, out of my way. Farewell. Now the second guy will come running past this fountain. So we pop out of our armor, pop out of our robe.
You! How long were you there? What did you hear? The skeletons. Damn.
Yeah, and that's what would normally happen.
I'll not hang for salvation.
It was only a way to earn some coin in the first place. They pay a tidy sum for finding new believers and sending them on to the Conclave, though I suppose my hand in that ends today. Let's be civil here, friend. We're not enemies, you and I. Surely we can strike a deal that benefits both of
Indeed
us.
we can.
Like, say, I give you a special bit of merchandise in return for a stack of coin.
Huh.
Well, will you help me put this dark business
How about
behind me?
no? I'm gonna take it by force.
Hold, pray hold, friend. Very well. You've made your point.
Damn right.
Here, the key is yours. Do as you please with it.
And away he goes.
Oh, I didn't expect to find you here.
Didn't expect to find you.
Though in truth, you could well say the same of me. I'm sorry. I know I caused you worry. But I've glad tidings. At long last, I'm granted leave to the Grand Cathedral. Thoughts of your plight consumes my days. But now I may finally discover some means to aid you. All the faith knows of the dragon can be found at the Grand Cathedral. I pray you support my decision to go. Thank you. I feel I must go, both for your sake and my own. In my heart of hearts, I always knew you would support me. Is that not why you helped Sister Claris gather items for a blessing? Yes, I heard. But please do not let slip that I know. She does so love her little surprises. I do wish you would stay close. Shall we?
Now, this is the entrance to the catacombs, nearest to the city. This is the one by that group of salvation that we fought earlier. Now, you can just get a pilgrim's charm any other way by buying it or finding it somewhere else. But if you do it this way, you get the most reward. And here's our little mini-boss, a phantom. There it lowers their attack, I think. Unfortunately... Oh, a bit slow there, Mr. Satan. Very slow there, Keena. Yeah, phantoms are an annoying fight, because I need an enchanted weapon just to hit them. Which I don't have currently. Of course, the pawns are too busy walking around like idiots instead of blessing my weapon. Oh well. I try a blast arrow. But it does nothing. There we go. I got some holy on my weapon now. Let's do it. The most annoying thing about fighting the phantoms and ghosts is that every time they materialize, you can only do one hit. One or two hits. Oh, yeah. But every time you hit them, if it doesn't kill them, they disappear for a couple seconds. Like that. Oh, damn, Keena. What books have you been reading? Yeah, so... Oh, jeez. You gotta whittle down the ghosts, and when there's a lot of them, it's really annoying, especially when they start possessing people. However, when they're possessing people, that's often when it's easiest to hit them. And there we kill it. And that's all there is to this portion of the quest.
I met with this.
Yeah. Now we just need to find the item we're looking for. Tut-tut. And, here we go. The Pilgrim's Charm. And there we are.
Treasure, perhaps.
I shall see you at the Abbey anon. Make her speed your steps.
And there we go. No more Keena, so we're free to,
That was what the Mother Superior needed for Keena's gift,
yes.
Arisen.
So now we're free to move on, and oh, we find another ogre. Yeah, let's get to it. I still have the holy enchantment from Kina, which isn't much of a help against an ogre, but oh well. Let's use some blast arrows, have some fun. Hell yeah. Light them up. Oh, wonderful. And oh my god. Yeah. I gave Mr. Satan Maelstrom, which is a really cool spell. And it beats the holy hell out of that ogre. But Mr. Satan's not done with that, no. That's not enough for him. Jesus Christ, Mr. Satan. Man, do not fuck with him. Not anymore. Yeah. Moving on.
I haven't spoken a word. Not a word, I swear it. You must believe me. I'd no idea that was the Arisen. How could I have...
Master.
Please.
We can use the key from the salvation.
Yeah, here's the locked gate. This is the gate for key number 2. And now we can unlock it. Move further in. Ugh, creepy zombie talk.
Fire to pop it.
Gross. The other entrance to the locked door is by the lift entrance, actually, that we saw the first time we were here.
I hear a man's voice.
Oh, it's Taggart again.
'Tis not over with them fools. Hurry and find the one controlling them further on. Go and...
So odd. And away he goes. Apparently, he has lost faith in salvation and wants us to stop them. And stop them we will. Now, see every bone pile here? They are all skeleton mages, so yeah, just imagine that for quite some time, and that was that fight. It was terrible. Chain fireballs for everybody. Now here we find a gem of salvation. These are the keys we are looking for. Now we need to get through this door. And to do that, well, we need the gems, but we need 5 of them. And we've only found the 3rd one, so we continue on. Now, as I was saying before, the assassin class has counter maneuvers for swords and daggers. There's the first gem. So you use the skill and you set up your weapons, and if any incoming melee attack hits you, you counter. We saw the sword before on the goblin, but here is the daggers, and it's awesome. Yeah, you become untouchable during that attack as well. It's amazing. Come on, your move, punk. Yeah. And that's the first version. I haven't even upgraded it yet. It does more damage later. It's crazy. And here's our Korean word. It's gohng, ball. And we're looking for balls so we can open the door now. Heh, don't get cursed, Mr. Satan.
What's that?
Yeah. Actually, this stairwell leads to where the first key opens. And here we are right at the lift. Top of the lift. But we're already in, so You only really need one key, so whichever way you go about it is valid. Come on. Ah, damn. Yeah, and all the gems are hidden in various coffins.
Treasure, perhaps.
A coin purse of charity. It allows you to throw... you throw the coin purse at a monster, and it takes away about 10,000 gold, I think, and does a huge chunk of damage. So you literally throw money at them.
Shatter those foes.
Come on. Yeah! Yeah! Ugh, so good.
Strength in numbers arisen.
Oh, the counter moves. That's all reason you need to play an assassin, really. And here we go. In we go. To find the source of the skeletons. Let's see what kind of operation we've got set up here. Nothing. Oh, now we're trapped.
Welcome, Arisen. It is an honor to have you come so far to meet us. Are you here seeking the source of the skeletons? Or have you just come to rid us of a few traitors? My thanks, by the by. I see no call for secrets. It was salvation loosed those bone warriors upon the land. They are an experiment, a vanguard. All in preparation for the day of reckoning to come. You shall have an honored place among them, Arisen. Aye, your bones shall lead them on when the Red Dawn breaks.
A man named Balsac. Wonderful. Or gohng. Yeah, bones and Balsacs. Class, he's a chump.
All things to our ash.
Ooh. Interesting. Whoa. Damn. Feels like Metal Gear Solid 3 now.
The first strike shall be mine.
The Balsac. And then he explodes. Now, you can actually use this fight to,
Seems Salvation's shadow stretches far and wide.
Yeah.
Sir Maximilian must know
Indeed,
this.
he must. Can actually use that fight to grind experience, because he'll keep spawning skeletons until he dies.
Of rats, thanks to your efforts, Arisen. The roads, too, are all but free from the skeleton warriors. Grancis is safe for the moment. Documents they left behind shed some light on Salvation's actions as of late. It seems the skeletons were an attempt to bolster their numbers, thought I do not relish. What's more, it was their own members' bones they put to use. Newly joined believers made living sacrifices. They were turned from flesh to living bone by some dark art, all as a part of some experiment. The writings claim that bone warriors wrought from living men are stronger than those come from corpses. Even for a cult of madmen to visit such atrocities upon their own, it is a horror. And one now hopefully at an end. Again, you have my thanks, Arisen. Pray, accept this small token for your efforts.
Indeed.
Are you resting properly, sir? The tasks before you ill leave room for exhaustion. With you go the hopes of all Grancis, Arisen. Pray, tread with care.
And let's give Kina a send-off.
Kina, was it? Seems the girl's taken with the idea of training at the Grand Cathedral. We're mates, you and I, hmm? Don't look so worried, friend.
We've heard all this before.
I hear not with basic.
I have no doubt Kina's desire to visit the Grand Cathedral owes much to your role as Arisen. Acolytes of the Faith have long studied the dragon there. Doubtless she hopes to discover some means to aid you. Some call it folly to attempt the long journey to the mainland with the dragon about. but I disagree. Knowledge is the light on our path to conquering this evil. It must never be abandoned. My thanks, Arisen. This is all we required. We shall begin the blessing at once. May the Maker's light shine always upon you. Well, sister, the time is near. Our time together has been short, and yet you have become so very dear to the Abbey.
You make me feel quite small, sister. To quit the Abbey for my own reasons seems altogether selfish now.
Nonsense, child. It warms my heart to send one of our own to the Grand Cathedral. Before you depart, I would have you take this. A gift from all of us.
Oh, my.
You didn't even look at it. You just put it in your pocket.
So this is why you spent such long hours afield. It is wonderful. I cannot imagine the effort it took to craft. My steps will be lighter knowing I bear the support of such fine friends. Pray wait for me. I shall return to help as soon as I might. Also, I would give you this. It is a small thing, hardly equal to all you've done for me, but Listen to me. It seems there's nary a parting I can't turn painful. I shall return to you. I swear it.
She played off being surprised pretty well. Now, we got flowers. They're ne'er-do parts. And they are incredible healing items. And if you do it this way through the catacombs, you get 10 of them.
Do you miss her, sir?
Otherwise, you get much
Kina
less.
will make a fine novice to the faith. I ask only that you keep her in your prayers.
But yeah, they pretty much fully heal health, stamina, remove any debuffs, and actually make you immune to debuffs for a time. For all in your party, I think. They are pretty nice and good reason to go through. You can also forge them, and they'll work just fine. And with that, we're finished today. Next time, Fornival goes on trial.